Ever wonder why your car behaves like it's got a mind of its own? Unpredictable starts, rough rides, and unexpected stalls. Could a tiny sensor be the mastermind behind these mysteries? Today, we delve into the world of engines and unravel the top 10 symptoms of a bad camshaft position sensor. What is a camshaft position sensor? The camshaft position sensor is a small electronic device, usually cylindrical or rectangular in shape, that consists of a sensor housing, a magnetic or Hall effect sensor, and a wiring connector that links it to the engine control unit, ECU. Its function? The camshaft position sensor monitors the camshaft speed and position. It sends this data to your car's computer, which uses it to control fuel injection and ignition timing. This ensures your engine runs smoothly and efficiently. But where exactly is this powerful sensor located? The camshaft position sensor is typically mounted near the engine's camshaft. In most vehicles, you'll find it on the cylinder head, close to the timing belt or chain cover. But don't be fooled by its small size. When this sensor fails, your car can go from running like a dream to completely stranded in no time. Drive with me until the end to learn all the symptoms of a failing camshaft position sensor and what to do. 1. Hard start or no start. A failing camshaft position sensor can make it difficult for your engine to start, or in some cases, prevent it from starting at all. This is because the ECU relies on precise camshaft position data to manage fuel injection and ignition timing. If the sensor sends incorrect signals or stops working, the engine won't know when to fire the spark plugs, leading to extended cranking or a complete no-start condition. If your car cranks but doesn't start, check this sensor. 2. Poor fuel economy. A failing camshaft position sensor can be the silent fuel thief in your car. It sends incorrect or no data to the ECU. This disrupts the timing of fuel injection and ignition. The ECU may inject too much fuel or fire the spark plugs at the wrong time, causing incomplete combustion. As a result, excess fuel isn't burned efficiently and is wasted, exiting through the exhaust. This inefficiency forces your engine to use more fuel to maintain performance, leading to poor gas mileage. 3. Check engine light comes. A faulty camshaft position sensor sends incorrect or no data to your car's computer, disrupting engine timing and performance. This triggers the onboard diagnostic system, which detects the irregularity and illuminates the check engine light. To confirm the issue, scan the error code. They'll point directly to the sensor problem. The common error codes associated with a malfunctioning camshaft sensor are P0340, P0341. You can get your scan at a nearby automotive center, but getting your OBD scanner is a better idea. Check out the link to the best OBD scanner. 4. Car jerking or losing power. A failing camshaft position sensor sends incorrect data about the camshaft's position to your car's computer. This disrupts fuel injection and ignition timing, causing misfires and uneven power delivery. The result is the car jerks, hesitates, or even loses power while driving. If you are finding this video interesting, why don't you hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more insights into how your car works and tips to keep it running at its best? 5. Poor acceleration. Imagine trying to run with one shoe untied. It slows you down and throws off your rhythm. That's what it feels like to drive a car with a malfunctioning camshaft position sensor. Think of it like a conductor missing their cue in an orchestra. Everything falls out of sync. When this sensor fails, your engine's timing is disrupted, making everything fall out of sync. The timing for the spark plugs and the fuel injectors are all messed up, causing poor fuel combustion and making the engine lose power. The end result is your car feels sluggish or struggles to accelerate. 6. Rough idling. A faulty camshaft position sensor sends inaccurate information about the camshaft's position and speed, which throws off the timing of fuel injection and spark plug ignition, leading to misfires and uneven combustion. Incomplete air-fuel combustion creates vibrations, making the engine shake or shudder. The engine also struggles to maintain a steady idle, causing rough idling, fluctuating RPMs, or even stalling. If your car idles roughly, a faulty camshaft position sensor could be the culprit. 7. Backfiring or popping noises. A failing camshaft position sensor can cause backfiring or loud popping sounds from the exhaust. This happens when incorrect timing leads to fuel igniting outside the combustion chamber. Backfiring can sound like small explosions and may be accompanied by hesitation or jerky acceleration. This condition can damage the exhaust system and catalytic converter if left unchecked, leading to expensive repairs. 8. Smoke from the exhaust. Smoke coming off your exhaust could mean lots of things, but a faulty camshaft sensor could be one of the culprits. A failing camshaft position sensor sends incorrect data to your car's computer, disrupting fuel injection and ignition timing. This can cause unburned fuel to enter the exhaust system. When this excess fuel burns in the catalytic converter or exhaust, it produces white or black smoke. 9. Engine noises. If your engine starts making strange noises like knocking, ticking, or rattling, a bad camshaft position sensor could be the reason. This sensor helps your engine's computer keep everything in perfect sync. When it fails, the timing of your engine's valves and pistons gets thrown off, causing unusual sounds as parts struggle to work together smoothly. Think of it like a drummer missing the beat in a band. Everything sounds off. These noises are your engine's way of crying for help. Ignoring them can lead to bigger problems, so if you hear something unusual, it's time to get it checked out. 10. Transmission shifting problems. The camshaft position sensor helps the transmission know when to shift gears. If the sensor goes bad, it sends wrong information, making your transmission shift late, rough, or even at the wrong times. 11 vehicle stalls. Ever been at a stoplight and your car just decides to take a nap? Stalling in the middle of your drive isn't just frustrating, it could be a clue that your camshaft position sensor is on the fritz. This tiny sensor has a big job, telling your car's computer exactly when to fire the spark plugs and fuel injectors. When it fails, your engine gets the wrong info on timing, leading to stalling or rough idling. If your car's pulling this stunt, it might be time to check the camshaft position sensor before your next unexpected stop becomes a permanent one. What causes a camshaft sensor to fail? 1. Contamination by moisture or dirt. When moisture or dirt infiltrates the sensor, it can alter the electrical resistance within the device. This change disrupts the accuracy of the data transmitted to the engine control module, leading to incorrect engine timing and fuel adjustments. 2. Overheating of the sensor. Exposure to excessive heat, particularly from an overheating engine, can cause the sensor's components to melt or deform. This damage impairs the sensor's functionality and its ability to report camshaft position accurately. 3. Loose or damaged connectors. The electrical connector's retaining clip may become brittle and break over time, or the connector itself may loosen. This can allow moisture to enter or cause the terminals to corrode, disrupting the sensor's operation. How to test the camshaft position sensor. Step 1. Locate your camshaft position sensor. It's usually found near the top of the engine, close to the camshaft itself. Step 2. Disconnect the sensor carefully. You'll see a wiring harness that needs to be unplugged. Now grab your multimeter. We're going to check the sensor's resistance to make sure it's within the manufacturer's specified range. Set your multimeter to the resistance setting, which is measured in ohms. Connect the multimeter leads to the sensor terminals. If the resistance is outside the specified range, the sensor is likely faulty and needs to be replaced. But if it falls within the range, the sensor itself is probably fine, and the issue might be elsewhere. Next, let's check the sensor's signal. Switch your multimeter to the voltage setting, reconnect the sensor, and have someone crank the engine while you monitor the voltage. It should fluctuate as the engine turns. No fluctuation means the sensor isn't sending the correct signal. How to replace the camshaft position sensor? Replacing the camshaft position sensor is a simple process that will need a few basic tools, such as a socket set, a ratchet, and a torque wrench. Make sure your car's engine is cool before you start working. Step 1. Locate the sensor. The camshaft position sensor is usually found on the engine block, close to the camshaft. You might need to remove some components to get to it, depending on your car's model. Refer to your vehicle's service manual for the exact location and any specific instructions. Step 2. Disconnect the battery. Disconnect the battery to avoid any electrical shocks or shorts while you work on the engine. Step 3. Remove the old sensor. Disconnect the electrical connector from the sensor. Then, use your socket set to remove the bolts or screws holding the sensor in place. Gently pull the sensor out of its mount. Step 4. Install the new sensor. Take your new camshaft position sensor and carefully insert it into the slot where the old one was. Secure it with the bolts or screws and tighten them with the socket set. Be careful not to over-tighten, as this could damage the sensor. Step 5. Reconnect the electrical connector. Plug the electrical connector back into the new sensor. Make sure it's snug and secure. Step 6. Reconnect the battery and test. Once everything is back in place, reconnect your battery. Start your car to ensure everything is working correctly. No more engine stalling or error lights should mean you've successfully replaced your camshaft position sensor. How much does it cost to replace a camshaft position sensor? The price ranges from $120 to $250 depending on the make and model. This includes the cost for parts and labor. The parts cost between $30 to $150, while labor cost range between $80 to $150. We've just covered the symptoms of a bad camshaft position sensor and how to test the sensor to keep your car in top shape. Hit that like button, subscribe, and watch our next video on crankshaft position sensor problems.